Here's the agentic AI landscape. So you've got the brain, which is the no-code workflow builders, like N8N. You design the steps, like check my calendar, find slots, email Sarah, wait for a response, book a meeting, send invites. You can also use Zapier, you can also use Make, and there's a few others. Then you've got the intelligence, the AI agent platforms, which we haven't gotten to yet, and probably won't get to on this call, and it's also fairly new to me as well. So if anyone knows a great instructor on this, let us know. We can bring them in for a session. You set the goal, like set a meeting with Aya, and AI does the rest. It'll handle conflicts, negotiation, unexpected responses. Then you've got the interface, so AI app builders. So you've got the app that you can tell it what to design, and it'll build the application for you. So build the job application tracker with Kanban board. It'll do it for you, like Lovable, Figma, and Replit. And then you've got the specialists, agent solutions. So AI-powered app that do specific things, like Ken's, like us, basically, Otter and VoiceFlow. Today, we're going to be looking at N8N, Lovable, Figma, and Ken's. Let's get started. For anyone who hasn't built using N8N, we're going to build an agent together. So everyone who has N8N, please create a new project. Everyone who doesn't have N8N, I would recommend to go follow along and actually do it yourselves. Create an account on N8N. So right now, maybe Lakan, who, if you can keep an eye on the chat, if anyone has any questions, and Salam as well, like on just answering questions. But basically, everybody, if you can, create an account on N8N and start a new project. And I'm going to take us through it. We're not going to spend too much time on this one, but we're going to repeat one of these two flows. And then we're going to do something on Lovable. And then we're going to look at how to take it to the next level and writing good product specs and turning that into apps. And finally, we're going to use Figma Make. And that's when we're going to, and putting it all together. And finally, we'll have our questions. So let's start with N8N. For everyone, if you could, please, let me just save my latest work. Go back to the overview or just click new workflow. Hello. What I've done is I've created this workflow and it's live. I'll show you what it does, and then we'll look to recreate it all together. I'm gonna hit play, execute workflow. Param, 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 param. It completed. And this one, it executed successfully. So what this does is I give it a trigger, yani in this case, every single day at midnight, or every time I click a mouse click. For the midnight trigger, it goes into an RSS feed. It reads news. It limits it by the number of articles that I care about, so that it doesn't get to the same problem we saw earlier about reaching 1,000 executions. It goes into an LLM chain that I connected to with my credentials. It makes edits to it. So what this does here is it looks for articles that were published that have to do with the content that I care about. In this case, for example, content about AI or content about restaurant or pop culture or whatever. And then if it follows what I'm looking for, like that content, send me an email with a summary of this article so that I always have akhbar اللي عم بيصير. If not, let it be. And another workflow here, upon clicking, it's going to go into YouTube channels. It's going to search for the most, some YouTube channels that I care about, filter the articles by what I care about, and then send us the latest videos about something we care about in a Discord channel. Let's get started on how we do this. Now, since I already executed it just a minute ago, we're going to go into our Discord channel, and we're going to see that, let me just run it. Notes executed successfully. We're going to find just now, new, 2 videos were published into this Discord channel. Now we have the Agentic AI channel, and there's one next to it called News that I'm playing with to give us tutorials on how to build AI agents from experts who are stronger than me and you know, many of us that we could learn from. I'm gonna share here the by the way, the channel into our chat so that in case anyone doesn't have access to the chat, you can have it now. Where is the chat? This is to everyone. Here's the chat. All right. Everyone, please go to N8N and then start a new project. With a new project, we're going to start with the basic one, which is when clicking execute workflow. So this one is called when clicking execute workflow. Oops. Actually, I did this a couple of days ago, but I couldn't. I don't have the name of the node.
In the chat, they say trigger.
Thanks, guys.
Well, they are experts.
We're gonna start to basically
Thank you, guys.
one manual trigger per workflow. So and this is where we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff together. So bring in the trigger. مش هيك ما بينت عندي. And everyone start with the trigger. The way I've configured it, so basically this is upon click. And I just kept everything in off. Always output data, execute once, retry on fail. Leave it as is, but that's our starting point. The second thing I've done is I've created an RSS feed. Let's just go with this one line here. So for RSS feed, you've got RSS read. Take RSS read. It'll show up here. Now, you're going to see it here. It's dangling. It comes already connected. I'm going to reuse the same one I had, which is I took the Saudi Gazette, Akhbar al-Saudiya. You can take any RSS feed. So what you could do is say, you can always ask, I like Claude, show me RSS feeds. The most popular. Every time someone tries to enter the room,
I will admit, don't worry.
Gets disconnected. That's why it does that. TT. Popular. Show me the most popular RSS feeds in, let's say, AI and gaming. So it's important to use these foundational models to give you as much support as you can. So OpenAI blog, it has this RSS feed. Let's see what we get out of it. Status code 403. You can go back and pick one. Sometimes it can hallucinate. That works. So we have the Saudi Gazette that works. But still, it's okay. So this one, blog.microsoft AI feed, gave us all of these articles. And it gives 10 items. So now that we have it executed, when you click, it's going to execute all 3. I'm going to use this one. So it's another limit.
So Leroy, I think you lagged for a little time. We lost your voice.
ما بتفيد. You can just turn and connect this here. So now when you click on limit, you say execute step. You can execute steps. It's going to show you Alison and John.
Roy,
Yeah?
it cuts a little bit, so we lost this part. If you can just repeat it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for this.
Yeah.
So you have the RSS feed that's obtaining all the information from this feed. But when you
Nice.
add the limit, it's a very simple one. It's بتصغر الحنفية. It limits the number of items that you can allow to pass. So in this case, if you make it 5 items, for example, and say execute step, now you've got of all of the content that came in the prior feed, and you had 10 items. When I limited it to 5, نزلت الحنفية من 10 ل 5. This is useful in case you have huge RSS feeds with thousands of items. And this makes it such that you don't end up paying a fortune on it, basically. So now I'm bringing it down to the latest 5 items. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to put an AI agent. So I'm going to put basic LLM chain, and everyone who's following along, enter basic LLM chain. It read that I took it from limit, which inherited the node RSS feed, read, which inherited the node execute. You see here the flow. Let me just get out of it. Here's the first one to the RSS, to the limit, to that one. Holy khalas, holy ignore them. Holy, we're just replicating this workflow. So this click is going to, and I'm going to turn this off, poof, puff. So now I've got this one here. This LLM, you see it red, it's saying I need help. Execute step. A model subnode must be connected and enabled. If you don't know what that is, always ask assistant. And the AI agent within it will give you an answer. Good news, we know what it is. It's this one. When you click on this, you want to put in which model you want to allow to connect to the basic LLM chain. So for example, I already have right now GPT or OpenAI connected. And this OpenAI model, OpenAI account, and I gave it the 4.1 under, that's it, basically. So I have my OpenAI account already in. But on your side, if you've never used this one before, you have to find your API key. OpenAI, the reason I chose OpenAI is because it gives you $5 worth of credits to start, belish. So in order to find your OpenAI key, I think I put together a tutorial. But I may have deleted the slide. Bravo alayya. I'm going to look at the version history from last night and see if I can retrieve that one slide. Okay, Honor, you get to see till what time I was up last night doing this. Okay, here's your, this is how you can get your API key. I'm just going to take these instructions.
Or I will
put them in the
snapshot it
chat.
and send it to the
Yeah,
chat.
Putting it in the chat. So, and by the way, if you have a question, always ask Claude. So even before giving you the answer, I'm just going to give you, boom, take this. I'm just going to go back to where we were. I'm still sharing my screen. Go back to Claude. Okay, thanks. I'm using an 8N. I'm using the LLM, basic LLM chain node. How do I connect OpenAI? Or how do I find my OpenAI key. I'm a new user. I'm a new user. Or I'm an existing user. It's fantastic at being able to give you the instructions step by step. So you visit platform.openai, sign in with your, so you sign up. So sign in with your OpenAI account, log in. And continue. You can use Gemini as well. It can give you
It's cutting
to be
again,
a paid
Roy.
member.
What? Hello, Roy.
Can everyone hear me?
Now we can, but we lost your voice. Last time is Gemini being a paid, having a paid account, and then we lost your voice.
Me and my internet.
Yeah.
OpenAI is free. OpenAI gives you $5 credits, but Claude is paid. So I'm logging in here to follow the instructions to get my API key. Hell, I'm doing this for you because I already have my key here. I already have my gonna work. I have the node and prompt message. So I'm inside OpenAI. And look for API keys in the left side.
Roy, your voice is cutting. Just wait. Roy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
ممتاز. Someone in the chat um, said put your earplugs, it will not cut. I don't know if that's possible ولا لا. الحين احكي.
Hey, can you hear me? I'm gonna drop my my video.
ايه جرب. Well, let me
So here
do
are
the
my API
same.
keys. So I searched for API keys on the left. You can create a new secret key. Your secret key is yours, and it's only going to appear once. So make sure that you copy it and save it in a safe place. I'm not going to create a new API secret key here, but here you see the one I'm using for N8N. So is everyone with me that you get your key, copy it, go back to N8N, inside the model, under credentials, create a new credential and put in your API key. Is everyone okay with this?
Just write in the chat, guys. Roy?
Yes.
ممتاز. Yeah, we have many yeses and it worked. So far, so good in the
So far, so
chats.
good. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now this node works. By the way, keep an eye on this one, this LLM node. Remember when we talked about here, what is the agentic AI landscape? And we said you have no-code workflow builders and intelligent AI agent platforms. So N8Ns appear make where you tell it what to do. This is what we're going through now. It does have AI nodes, but it does other things like a sequential steps with a particular goal of what to do. If you start to use AutoGPT, LangChain, or Crew, then you build, it's basically a whole bunch of AI nodes. So it's far more expensive. And then you can replicate what they do by building an LLM chain that speaks to another LLM chain, that speaks to another LLM chain, that speaks to another LLM chain. You can loop them, which, like, for example, in this case, I'm going to give you a small example of how it could look like. But note that what we're doing between this and that, these two players, is one is based usually on AI nodes. The other one is based on all types of plugins, including AI nodes. And then you've got the interface builders, which we'll get to, and then you've got the agent specialists. Now let's go back here. In this one, what I had done is I gave it a define below. So under parameters, pick define below. I'm going to put my own prompt. Until you can put whatever prompt you want, but so note, follow mine for now. I'm going to put it in the chat. Sabit, I got a question. What do we put in the prompt of the chat GPT node? Yeah. Okay, very good. So here's your prompt. Drop it in here, and I'm going to do it with you. So basically, I'm redoing it again. Define below, fluff. So this stuff here is working because it's saying your job is to read through the content and only focus on news that are related to AI. If the article is not related to AI, then reply with one word, irrelevant. If the article is related to AI, then summarize the news in 2 to 3 sentences. Only include facts and don't mention that the article is of interest to us. I tested it before and it would say, therefore this one is, and it's just reducing the hallucination, but the over tulsuf of outputs that you can have from AI agents. Go. And this is the content. So what it's going to do is it's going to loop for the number of times that you've limited it. Remember, the limit was 5 items. It's going to go to creator. So you can say, for example, here's your creator, JSON creator, JSON title Yahoo. So just drag and drop. That's the cool thing. Keep in mind, you can inherit anything from anything behind, right? So this is your chain. Click to the RSS feed, 10 items, to the limit, 5 items. Limit is the same as the RSS feed. It's just a filter of the number of items. And so now it's inheriting from limit, JSON creator, JSON title, JSON content. So it has content encoded and it's got content. So notice that the content here is light. You notice that? No, there isn't that much information. Let's try and have some fun with it and tell it, read the articles. Let's put in the link. Oh, we have the link, Yahoo, creator, content, title, content. So we're going to edit the prompt. Your job is to read through the content and only focus. Read the links included as well. If the article is not related, if the article is, it's going to run it 5 times, execute. So now we're getting a positive response. The earlier negative response was because we didn't have the model. And the second negative response was because we hadn't defined the prompt. So now it says, Kevin Scott, Microsoft CTO, discusses the kullun AI related. Why? Because it's about an AI blog. I'm going to give you another example. If I were to take this one here.
طيب Roy, before you move on, we have a question في الchat.
Yeah.
Said you created this prompt through Claude اللي هو الأصل.
No. أنا كتبته لأنه I'm used to prompting بس إيه you can tell it here, create a prompt that reads through link, author, and short description and summarizes in 2 to 3 sentences. It's the same thing, you know. I didn't do it لأنه it's the same نفس الشيء, you know. You're
يا
writing
واضح واضح.
here, you see. So هون might as well I just wrote it. بس إذا عندي أي سؤال, my best friend موجود هون لكل شيء. login في errors. So some of you بالأول بس كنا عم نعمل Q&A ومبسوط عملنا Q&A لأنه to understand وين عم نعلق. Hey, you're gonna get like errors. What are errors? Copy paste the errors to هون. قل له حل لي إياه. يحل لك إياه. جازته. So the way Nick had done in the prior session, which I think is genius, هو قال, and I'm going to tell you what to, we're going to get to Nick's point later. لأنه أنا هون عم بعمر, I'm teaching you the basics because we're going step by step. But there's a way to actually build the whole damn thing and reverse engineer. We're going to get to that in this session.
Nice.
So if I had taken this one, لا, this other RSS feed, هون عم بفوت على Saudi Gazette, أخبار السعودية. وبحط ال RSS feed Saudi Gazette, execute step. ما عندي 10 items, عندي 50 items. عندي title, link, publication date. So هلا عم بفوت بأخبار السعودية. Limited, give me limited to, don't limit it, خليها 50 items. Basic LLM chain. So I'm going to tell it to do the same thing, read. بس هون ال content عندها creator okay, title okay, link okay, ممتاز. Execute step. This is going to take long. I'm going through 50 nodes. Look at it here, 20. It's nice, it's fun to see it work like that. Okay, عملت ال 50. شو طلع معنا؟ ها, هجوم irrelevant. بأخبار السعودية, I'm not seeing, I'm seeing one here, article. The Saudi Regional Climate Change Center has initiated a project to digitize 73 years of historical climate records from this to that. It involves using digital technologies, da 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 da. And let me, for example, to let's say food. I'm going to change it to something a bit more general than AI. Food. Execute step. هلا I'm taking a bit of time لأنه عم بخلي العالم يلي ما عم بيوصلوا يلحقوا. That's why عم بطئ شوي. So now we're going through the 50. 45 ده خلص. Okay. So now when it comes to 50, General Authority of Care and Affairs of the Grand Mosque of Prophet and the Prophet's Mosque has issued procedural guide prohibiting promotional activities during Ramadan. Iftar meals. Popular restaurant in Al Khubar was closed due to local authorities. Da 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 da. يحنس. عنا 5 articles when it comes to food. Next, what we're gonna do is we're going to say
And
edit field.
actually the restaurants يعني news is very fresh يعني it happened I assume yesterday.
ايه
This
هو
خبر
الأخبار من
restaurant.
بالضبط. هلا what we're gonna do كمان, just لأنه we're gonna try to trigger this a lot. So edit fields. I'm gonna do I added this new one and notice it inherited everything plus the basic LLM لأنه لزقتها هون. What I did here is I put manual mapping string limit the title, limit to the publication date, limit to this, and under settings, this was, I forgot why I had done this, بس do it with me and بركي رح توضح أكتر شوي بس توصل على, yes, بس توصل على the, I don't know if I need to have the edit fields. رح توضح أكتر لأن ليش استعملت edit fields. خلينا نشيلها for a second and let's put an if node. وبعدين رح تخبص معنا and we're going to understand why and we'll bring it back. So this one is not connected to anything. ما عنا شي هون. Wire me up. Zoop. Poof. Go back in. بينه. So I'm going to go down here into the last one. If text is irrelevant. تحت الإف هيدا لا ما قطشتها يا حي هون. if it's still executing. هون 19 هيدا أبطأ شوي. 25 there it is. Okay, the if. وصل هون سحب if json.text. Under edit fields, now I have these additional fields that I'm able to connect. So that was the value of what came out of the LLM chain. So let's understand something here, is that this thing, so see how it's I'm going to teach you one small thing that's called the pinning. So let's execute everything from the start. You're going to see it run everything here, and then we're going to start to pin. So it executed, run this one, the RSS feed. So once you do this, فيك تحط 3 نقط and click pin. What this does, and you can also have the pin here, is it's going to memorize this information. It doesn't have to run it again and cost you money or time. Under limit, I'm going to keep it at 50 here, and I'm going to tell it to pin that information. ما فيها pin لأن ما بعرف ليه. وهون I didn't execute it. So execute it, and then pin it. هيك I don't have, hey, it's still executing. So once you pin it, you're telling it, don't fetch new information. Don't make me pay ChatGPT every time. لأنه هون دفعنا مثلا 3 times. It's not a big deal. We're training, we're learning. But this blocks the problem that we saw earlier of people having spent all the credits on N8N. Remember, is like if you need to make changes behind to unpin these things. So now that we're here, look at the output. The output is text. Some restaurants أكتريتهم irrelevant. So if I want to be able to pass the fields further into my sending an email with things more than just the text, I need edit fields. So I'm going to move this here. I'm going to add edit fields. I'm going to connect it here. Remove that connection point. ناخد هاي نلزقها هون. Remove this. Connect this here. Connect that here. Now for edit fields, copy this with me. So title, string, and this is the title. And this is manual mapping. So I go here, manual mapping, add a field, call it title, value is just take it from here, under limit, take the title, drag and drop. So now the article is, the text is Saudi Ministry issues 5,000. Let me just repeat what I just explained here is that, why are we doing this? لأنه in the previous step, the LLM engine, we told it, let your output be relevant, irrelevant, or the text. That's it. So من هون, من ال LLM بس عنا text. That's why we want to edit fields and give it other fields coming from other places. Notice that we're not coding. This is just pure curiosity. Add field. We want مثلا the creator. نحطها هون. نسميها creator. مين الكريتور؟ هاي فاضية طلعت. Let's author فاضي. Let's put content. Okay. مش عايزينه. لأنه anyways فاضية. ناخد content. And maybe the link. Link is important. Add field. Remember what we're trying to do is take أخبار السعودية على خاصهم بالAI أو خاصهم بالأكل أو whatever it is that you want on a daily basis and email them to you, or I'll put them in a Discord channel. Okay, let's say that's it. Let's say what we want, and let's not forget we want our text. Add a field. So this is going to be the summary from AI. Here it is. Execute step. Now we have this information here. So now that it's executed, Let's spin it. Finally, we have the if statement. When we go into it, we're not stuck with just that. Now we have all of this information. So what we're going to say, what I had put here, sending a message. So connect your Gmail account. لا بعدنا بالif. If the JSON text is not equal to irrelevant. So keep in mind also there's one thing in programming that's important to know, that you don't want to use double negatives. It's always trying to say it's equal to relevant. But in this case, I coded it to either output the summary or output irrelevant. So if the text summary is not equal to irrelevant, execute step. Okay. So if it's true, it's going to show me the stuff. And false 47 items. Let's go back and check. Do we have, when we look at 50, let's say the last 50, 1, 2, 3. All the rest is irrelevant. So now we filtered this down to the 3 items. And finally, Gmail. Send a message. Gmail account. Da-da-da. Resources. Message. Operation send to Roy Atkins. Subject. Hoodie alert. Message. بلا ما اتفلسف كتير على حالي, I'm just going to put the summary. هيدي الخبرية. The text. What else do we have from limit? Written by. The link. Maybe we just want that. And publication date. Execute step. Hella, keep in mind, when you do the Gmail, so add the Gmail node, you're gonna have to connect your Gmail, and I've already connected my Gmail account. So add new credential. Let me execute this real quick and then show you how to connect your Gmail. وحلو هيك نشوف عم تشتغل هون. Oh shit. I made a mistake. I'm gonna send myself 50 emails. Stop. This should go here. I need to remove that connection.
Connected to the limit.
It has to come after شيل هاي هون. If it's true, only 3 elements. Now run it. مش هيك عم بقول 0, 1 cent. Okay, so look at my inbox. Look at what I just did. Oh, لا, I interrupted it halfway through. Yeah. Not to pollute my my inbox. So let's just go back to this one. If it's true, execute step. Executing previous node. It found 3 items. Using the item method doesn't work with pin data in this scenario. Please unpin edit fields 2 and try again. Okay. تكرم عينكم. I'm gonna unpin. ليش ما بعرف. بس it's the boss. Unpin. It's not pinned. Yahoo. Unpin edit fields 2. Okay, try again. Execute step. It did catch JSON text. 1 cent, 2 بالinbox. لما أخذ text. Let me take the text edit fields. Summary. بدنا summary. JSON summary. ما كان JSON text. Is everyone following? You have to make sure that everything is properly connected. And you can always drag and you can see how connected it is. So طلعنا 1 cent to Roy Atkins. Woo! Here are the 50 emails that I sent to myself. بينوا هون. Irrelevant to here's the article. So let me just get rid of all of these. But I have 3 emails that came at the end. This is the article we want. It's a bit ugly. لأنه it's formatted poorly. So let us clean that up. Let's get rid of these emails. What we're going to do here, BR means a new line break. So you can just do 2 here and 2 there. The result, new line, up, new line, this. So execute step. 1, 2, 3. I should have received 3 emails, or I will receive in a couple of seconds 3 new emails, cleanly formatted to tell me about food or AI or any topic I want in Saudi. Here they are. So 26 public health violations during inspection of shops for soft drinks, popular restaurant in Khobar, allowing multiple reports of food poisoning, so on and so forth. Cool. Now, one thing that we can do is I had done a second one, and we can, for example, to connect it to Discord. Post, send a message. Why not Discord? So if I disconnect this one and connect this one, you need to put in the credentials in Discord. So a webhook, you connect your Discord channel. You might not have a Discord channel, so it might be a bit less relevant, but when you run it, you get something like this. Here it was about the agentic AI chat that we have. Then gives us the latest news on AI videos. Now, instead of diving too deep into this, let us pause this here, see if people have questions. To do everything we just did without having to build everything from scratch. And this was the magic of Nick. I'm going to save this workflow. But I can't. Do you have any questions to bring up here?
I have a question from Ragad.
Which is working
How
on
do you
Lovable.
publish the workflow?
So I have it saved. So I saved mine. I can share it, and I can add users.
Oh, I see.
I have to be someone in our group. So Nicola is, and he can edit this one. And now I shared it with him, so he has access to edit. But it's not a visually public thing. So when a lot of people here, so take a look here, when people have signed up, so we have Crypto Flow, we have some really fantastic, amazing projects. Sort, Z to A. We have so many projects that have been submitted. It's if you have, for example, things like N8N, well, everyone started to move over to public things. So Messenger, I'm not able to really access it. This is some of the things that I was saying, I can't log in until it's shared with me. But when you look at Lovable Dev, this is an AI assistant. So this is some of the things that you guys have all built. There's something missing in this flow. بس مثلا, let's take a look at SOS Advisor for Unlovable. Emergency Pet AI Advisor. AI-powered guidance for pet emergencies. Hello, I'm your pet emergency AI advisor. I'm here to help assess your pet's condition, guide you through emergency situation, describe what's happening to your pet, poisoning, not breathing, and then you can communicate with your vet and it can tell you what to do. Another example that we saw, and if anyone is here on the call and you want to share your app, please do. It's just it's wonderful to see. But so we have some really cool things. I wanted to Faz, are you on the call with us? here's Faz. We had this one that just came out. Crypto FlowWise, AI-powered financial companion for smart spending, strategic saving, and automated crypto investing. You can start a financial chat, or you can see the advisor and what's in your balance, your savings. You can check your portfolio. You can get to your spending. Wow. So this is some of the cool things. So now let's get into Lovable. I'm going to close some of these pages just to keep it clean. وهي كمان. So N8N خلصنا. Lovable. You can tell it, so you can create a new account, go to dashboard. And here's an example, like yesterday, we were organizing an AI workshop for recruiters. I asked it to just publish a very simple website. Super simple. It wasn't a lot of prompting. This page is a registration page for agentic AI workshop for human resource and recruiting. Edit this page so that it includes a text in Arabic, this, English, and I gave it the link that I had already copied the prior page. But basically tell it to design a basic page. And it gave me this, join the workshop, you can sign up. I connected it to a form. And when people sign up now, I get an email, it goes into a database, and we know who's signing up. And then when it publishes, I connected it to my domain, workshop.kens. So now when you go to workshop.ka.nz, you have this. Or if you go to AI. That's another project, AI.kens, it's here. These are basic pages. Workshop was a clone of AI. Now, let's take a look at something more complex. This is a project that we built. We started it with Lovable, and then we ended up doing it on Figma Make, which is, has anyone used Figma? Just definitely please drop in a yes, because then we'll get a sense of how many have access to it. It's on the paid version of Figma. That's why we're going to give some trainings on Lovable, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Yes,
but this
we
is what
have
we've
many yeses, 2 yeses.
many yeses.
No,
Okay,
not many, 2.
Okay. Figma Make and Lovable work the same way. It's just that Figma, you can just put in a proper designer on it and start to work on it and put components. But ultimately, you're going to prompt it and look at all the prompting that's happening between multiple people. There's Roy, and then there is Yasmina. So we're collaborating on prompt engineering in order to come up with this. This is the app that we've designed. This is, for example, find me civil engineers with experience in structural engineering. In Saudi Arabia, sometimes there's a Saudi female in Riyadh, contract, budget, and you search. Then this is all AIs. It's all front end. So it's creating a job description. So this is all dummy text. It's not connected to the database. Here are the skills, and it shows the top candidates that we have. Boom, boom, boom. Here, let me make it small so it appears as like in a cleaner place here. Here we go. So you can see the candidate's profile. You can schedule interviews, say when you want to meet them. You mention who you are, and you sign up, you create an account. This is going to be the next iteration of our app, fully designed on the front end. So you have an ability, just like we saw pet care, just like we saw crypto exchanges, the ability to build products without coding is finally here. And then once you log in, we just separated this into 2 files. You can go to your jobs. You can manage the job description. You can generate a skills assessment. You can see your upcoming interviews, who you're going to meet, when you're going to meet them, what the interview guide is, what are the questions to ask, and what to look for. And you can see past interviews. rate them, all of this through voice note or however it is that you want to do. And then you can subscribe and pay, and the app is there. All of a sudden, you've automated recruiting. So we are using this in building it into a commercial product. So it's not a theoretical exercise. And this goes back to one of the earlier questions of what is it that we can do? Yani, ChatGPT can now build agents. But it's you're connecting it to your database here. So when you exit this and then you go into jobs and then you see how many candidates have applied or who you're going to meet, Ahmed Rashid, then this is connecting to your database. And this goes back to what Salam was saying. If you want to take this to the next level and see what that looks like ultimately in a product, you can say, find me civil engineers with 10 plus years experience to build skyscrapers in the desert, Saudi or not. So this is, it's become an outdated interface. I know it's quite modern. And you can always build the next things you want. Plus years. And now this is real data. So now it's going into our own talent database, searching for, taking this, converting it into a job description, and surfacing the top candidates for the role. Except that we're just building a more modern app version of it, mobile app. See here, so all of this is dynamic. This is connected to LLMs. It's prompted in a way to give us OKRs. And now you're understanding a bit what goes behind it, what meets the eye. This one happens to have been physically coded rather than done on N8N, basically to save money and to give us a bit more configurability. But so no, basically you can build this using N8N. And here you have a summary, and this is a real summary on Muhtai's technical engineer, 15 years experience, architecture, engineering projects, worked on this, and that. You see, this person worked at PMC Construction and ACOM and New Murabba Development. So all of a sudden, you're able to surface top talent through a prompt using AI. And this goes back to basically the specialists, AI agent solutions. So once you develop this, then you start to build new AI agent solutions, like Otter, like the note takers that we have, that are going to give you summaries and everything, that are on the call right now. So you can start with Lovable. And I'm inspired a little bit by the crypto trading platform. Faz, if you're on, feel free to just come in and then take over the class and explain what you did. Ahla sahla. And I don't know
if you are here, just say anything in the chat, then I will unmute you.
And in the meantime, I'm trying to recreate a bit some of what Faz did. So build crypto exchange, or let's say a crypto exchange that inputs the top 20 crypto, cryptocurrencies, their trading, bid, ask, volumes, and allows me to buy or sell, use best UX practices, fill in the blanks with information on trades that you know. No options yet, just delta trades. They're just make the product a web app. So this here is going to start an app, and it's going to start to develop it. Now I'm going to show you the difference, how you can improve your prompts to get something better, and how you can get a kick-ass one so that you can be 80% there very quickly. So what you're going to see here that's going to come out is very far from the very finished final product that we just saw here, built for Ken's. It's going to be a beginning. And what we want to do is after we look at, bottom up lovable, bottom up N8N, we're going to look at top down. How can we start with a more finished product and then reverse engineer our way into making it work? So instead of starting with one node, ending up with 40, 50, that does something, we start with 40, 50 and debug each. It's just a different way to do it. If you have any questions on it, it might take like a couple of minutes. So it's building a full-on trading app, yani. So feel free to ask and chat.
We have a question. What's the link between N8N and Lovable?
So the link between N8N and Lovable, and I was hoping to do this, but
We lost your voice. Right?
oof, my internet.
Yeah, we lost your voice. We couldn't hear you.
Hey, I'm back. So here's
Yes, yeah.
with Lovable. Not, I don't think so, Hassan. If you can, maybe Google it. I'm not sure. Not that I know of. Yes, it will be shared. It's mostly on how to automate things that you would manually do. So see this workflow, and basically أنا ما لحقت كتير اشتغل عليها. I basically what I did is corruption على اللي كنت عم بقوله. What I did is give me an MVP. Okay. What do I need to add? And where does it go to connect it to my Lovable app? I'm talking about the N8N nodes. So I apologize, but many of you have been able to do this. So apologies. But what I did here is, there we go. Here's your question. So review this N8N workflow and make suggestions on a Lovable interface that I can use with it. It came back with a full dashboard. And then I copied the content of the dashboard. I pasted it in Lovable and it produced this. See, it's still not there. Yani, you need to prompt it a lot because it's a bottom-up build. And then you can connect it by connecting certain nodes. So here's where it's going to take a little bit of coding, but what you can do is in N8N, and I haven't successfully done it yet, which is to add a, for example, webhook. And in this webhook, now it's going to be connected to nothing. Let's take this webhook and it's going to give you your test URL, production URL. You copy the URL. And what webhook is basically it's a trigger to receive information. And from here, your connection point can be, let's say, a file upload or run something. So this can connect to the mouse trigger. This can work on the settings and work on your prompt. Which model you're using, how often it refreshes, What can the prompt be? You can put it, say, show me the prompt. And with this, you'll be able to control this prompt, for example. You'll be able to control the click. You'll be able to control, let's say, a file upload. Like, and instead of it being an RSS feed, you can say, take this document and summarize it for me by doing this, this, and that. So that's the connection point. And the place where you'd make changes is ultimately, you just ask Claude, where do I make changes? Where do I connect this to that? This is the, you know, this is my endpoint, the webhook, or you can just ask it here and it will add it for you, or you can always access the code version of it. And then you can see the hooks. And so it'll tell you in which file to go in order to insert the webhook so that it can run it, basically. Hala, I apologize, I couldn't get to do it for you. But let's take before the call. So let's take a look here at this crypto market exchange, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT. So it did its own research to identify what are the top 10 bid, ask, volume, all this done in no time. Markets, portfolio, history. So nothing's been built. And now you can tell it, okay, populate the portfolio by doing this, this, and that. Populate the history, showing my trade histories. And then where do I start to trade here? You have to go ahead and, you know, ask it to do these things. This is a bottom-up approach. You're telling it what to do from start. I want to give you something that's a cheat code. I want to just, for a second, pause, because I think a lot of you have already been building lovable apps, and you just see, like, literally, it's that simple. So now you tell it, go to the in the portfolio page, do this, this, and that. So you'll be able to do this, not a problem. I want to make a quick pause and ask you all to shift your mindset from bottom up to top down. Here's how we get it started. Let's start with N8N, and then we'll go to Lovable. Starting with N8N, you can go to the N8N to Claude, our best friend, and you can tell it to create an N8N workflow that allows me to upload a file, my resume, scan all available jobs. Oh, I might not have a database of jobs, but for example, have it reviewed by an AI agent who is a professional recruiter. Have it reviewed by a traditional applicant tracking system, or have it be, yeah, for to ensure it doesn't, no. And then give me a summary of both their reports. Then let their reports go into my job coach AI assistant, who will then review my resume and make specific recommendations. This is what Nick had created before, which was a working platform and had the interface with it. And this is what I love about his approach, is that it tells it start with the entire workflow. Don't start with one node. Don't tell me what to do. أعطيني الworkflow. And give me my specific recommendations. After this, recommend, give me an interface where I can make changes to my resume and resubmit the changes to have it be reviewed again by both the recruiter, professional, and the traditional applicant tracking system. Your out can be copy pasted directly into N8N with nothing. That is a cool prompt. I'm going to share this prompt with you here in the chat. Try it yourself. It can be one of the projects that you want to build. Notice here that N8N seems to be reading and converting that text into nodes. Node, LangChain, OpenAI. So it shows OpenAI as the node. So you can tell it, use OpenAI, use GPT, use whatever. This is the prompt. You're a professional recruiter up here. Now this is the recruiter node. This is the combined reviews. Blah, 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 blah. That is what I think is unique about what Nick had taught us in the prior class. The problem with this approach is that once you put it in, you're going to spend a day or two fixing errors because it's not going to get it right from the beginning. Maybe it will in a few months, as technology evolves and improves. Right now, I see this and I told it, give me something I can copy paste directly. I have no idea. Let's see if this is going to work. Copy this. Go into here, new, workflow, personal, save. Yeah, let's save. New, workflow, personal. Boom. It didn't work. Nope. Good. There's the suspense.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's live how to solve a
able
problem.
Copy paste it in N8N. Ignore the interface and only focus on the N8N nodes. Give me an output I can copy paste. You are also a professional tech auditor. Audit your own response, your last response, in order to ensure that the chain will work and is properly connected. Let me provide the N8N workflow in the correct importable format and audit it for you for proper connections. Now we're back to process upload. So Hala, I'm gonna take us to the first step where we have all the fields, but it's not into the whole debugging because that's gonna take a long time. It created prompts, which you'll be able to change. Reanalyze the updated resume, ATS tree analysis, combine all. Yeah, Jad, it can design a logo. Use GPT for design, and Gemini Pro for designing. But it's not going to give you something great. It's still better with words than with. Yeah. So now let's take a look. Connection flow analysis. This is your primary path. So you can copy this as your documentation. These are the webhooks that you need. Fantastic. Let's see if it worked. Ready, set, go. Woohoo! Now it works.
Seems much more
It gave me the
complex
resume
than
upload. It picked.
the one we created at the beginning, right?
Yeah, exactly. The idea is that you're not starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, connect, connect, connect. It just did this for you. Now, I bet you have a bunch of X's. So this one means you have to fix it by connecting your OpenAI account, resource, let's say text, model. And this is where you're gonna, let's say 3.5 turbo, it's not expensive. The prompt, you want to copy paste it. So now what you'll tell it is, you can go back here and look for the prompt, or tell it what is the prompt for this one because it's empty. Settings. So that's where you're going to ياحو هون message model مشي حاله. It's not read anymore. It didn't connect to the tool you need. So you can tell it, I'm at this step, fix that, fix that, fix that. And here's where you can learn, like we talked about, connect that to your lovable interface. No, lovable interface by having a file upload. And the file upload is going to then connect to this correct URL to post the CV. That's where they connect. So the end product is going to be this beautiful thing. What's happening in the background is going to be this, and then you're going to be able to test it by going through all the steps. And this is how you build your no-code app while letting Claude connect them for you. So it's got resume upload, process upload. It's going to run 3 things: recruiter review, ATS analysis. And I don't know why this is connected here. I think maybe this one is wrong. And if you tell it re-audit it, it might tell you these 2 need to be connected here. As input 1, input 2, merge reviews, combine data. You have the job coach who's going to review it. You also have to connect your model, open an AI account, chat, text, and then you can pick the basic whatever model you want. And then you can say review the blah, 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 blah. The output of these and give me back my feedback. And then send the results. You can put it to your app. You can post it, and you're going to have under your parameters this URL, or you tell it what the URL is where you can post it. Now, for these things, you can just ask Claude to do everything for you, but at least you have this output. You don't have to search which node do I need to be looking for to put here. It did it for you. It knew, and then it took you 80% of the way there. I'm going to give you the second little cheat sheet is I wasn't able to copy it to an 8N, da 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 da. So Hone, when we tell it be an auditor and fix your own mistakes. And then you just become a monkey work of actually going from one brilliant AI to another brilliant AI until you get him to properly connect. Another thing to do, so this is approaching it from an 8N. Now let's approach a product from lovable standpoint where you don't have to build every single thing. The way to do this is to have a good product document. And I don't know if it can easily, how much it can take, but when building this, the reason we got to such a complete product, it has error validation. Let me just put things like that. Confirm the okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I'm putting that information. Ken's, blah, blah, referral code, مش عايزينه, ting, tang, both. Verified email. You can continue to your dashboard. You're going to have another email in a certain amount of time. It's complete. هون, if you're trying to, this is the web version. And then you have the mobile version. That's cool. And you tell it to subscribe to an interview pack or subscription. Subscribe now. It tells you how much. You want to add a different card. You can put a different card. كله معمول. You can cancel. ترجع بتسكر. تحط discount code. I don't know what the discount codes I had put. Pay this much. Paid. all of this stuff, Hona, you go into a lot of detail, which you don't have there, and it's going to take a lot of time to do. Pull from the cloud, go into the device, browse, plug in an image, boom, upload, poof, puff, it's here. Close account. You sure you want to close it? All of this stuff, use the code, share the code with a friend. All of this stuff can be, I'd rather you model what it is that the end state you want it to look like. That's just another approach. I don't know. I don't rather do anything. I'm still new, like a lot of us. And so I don't have that much experience. There isn't that much experience to go around. It's new. But this is what I did. This is how I started it. I'm a professional product manager. So I build good product specs. And in building good product specs, it gives me the ability to tell it exactly what I'm looking for at the end. Now, the good news is that this is not out of reach because we have our best friend Claude, who's smarter than most PhD level professionals in every single field in the world. So the more information you can give, for example, design brief, start with a design, Ken's design challenge. I started with this. I wrote this. This is what it is. This is the design. This is what I like the homepage to say. This is some, I messed around with Lovable. I got this. I like those ideas. This is what the About Us page has. Ba, 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 ba. So this is basic. Yeah, and you just write as much as you can. You just brain dump. So you can copy paste this, or you can just download it as a PDF and upload it here, right? So I pasted it here. You are a professional product manager and software developer. Your specialty is working with Lovable. You write a complete spec that Lovable can ingest and to be able to build an app with the fewest number of prompts. I want the app to be, you want the app complete. And خلاص for now. Fill in the blanks where detail is needed. Use best UX practices. Let the color palette follow the color of the logo. Okay, we're going with green. Attached. Let me copy paste this one. This prompt. Okay, now take a look at this. Starting with the brand identity, it made up a bunch of colors that maybe go well together or not, but at least it's thinking there. It picked the typography of Inter, logo usage, tam, hero section, in Arabic, search bar components, boom, 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 boom. بعد عم تكتب. While it's talking, just because I'm impatient, I'm going to open Gemini, and this is a nice little trick. You can hit add Gemini, hit tab within Google Chrome and say, how many characters can Lovable take in its prompt? So I use Gemini for a lot of like daily questions. No specific character limit for prompts. Instead of a character limit, it operates on a credit system where each message you send consumes a certain number of credits. So there's not The focus is not how many characters. Okay. Is there an ideal? So any questions you have, like, is there an ideal number? Anything you're curious about, ask AI. طيب هون عم بيخلص. Settings page. Okay. This spec provides a comprehensive foundation for building the CANS platform lovable with detailed requirements. This says copy. This says go. وينه lovable? ياهو lovable. Let's start a new project. Spam. This spec provides comprehensive foundation for building CANS. So it took everything. Is that true? 7, 8 interview page. It took everything. Wow. Gemini was right. Now the question becomes, after you build the interface, how do you connect it to the database? And you have a Supabase here that they offer you a database. It's secure, it has a lot of work to go, you can commit it to GitHub. But this goes into the territory where more coding is needed, but at least you can get the front end up and running. Ken's Talent Spark is what it called it. Previewing last saved version. I don't know what's going on. It's if it worked or not, I have no idea. So, being the impatient people we are, ask it again. So now it's working on building the app. It's reverse engineering it. Comprehensive spec with excellent detail. It probably didn't tell me that earlier in the prior suggested implementation order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which would you want to start with? Or if you prefer, I can start with any other specific sections. What's your priority? So it told me it's too much to put with the credits. Design system setup. I always recommend start with it. So now you're starting in a more professional way. Start with your design system. This way, you know what are the components, then the landing page, then the authentication flow, then the dashboard, da, 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 da. So start. Given the speed at which AI can work, it's well worth starting with the proper foundations. While it's asking, we have some time for questions. I just want to check if everyone is with me, if my connection is still working, if you can still hear me. Let me know.
Yeah, we
please.
can. And we have a question in the chat. Does Lovable have a free option? But Maria answers free 5 credit per day, 30 per month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Maria.
Mm-hmm. By the way, for everyone, be sure to graduate from the course so that you can get your certification. This is different than the certification. This is just a practical way to kind of bring everything to life if you so choose. And the top 6 applications deadline is this Sunday, or at least, based on our judgment, are going to be on display at the conference. And we're going to hopefully have a second conference in Lebanon. It's just a question of being able to obtain funds and maybe a sponsor or two to help us offer this while keeping admission and everything free, because we're hoping to be able to always do that. It's here, it's still working. So it's still working and you can see what it's doing. Welcome to your blank app here. Start building your amazing project. Now it has the that. So now review my prior prompt. And design the landing page. Boom. Lovable uses Claude. N8N uses Claude. There's a lot of demand for Claude, by the way. So it's expensive for a reason. It's, yeah. Okay. It's thinking it's still building. So now we're going to see the difference in the homepage. Now that we have a more profound prompt. And by the way, this is nearing the end of the course. We might not have enough time for Q&A because um, I do have a shisha date with 3 friends at 8:30, and I have to get there. This is crazy how time flies. It's been an hour and 45 minutes for an hour and a half workshop. I hope it's been beneficial. So leave some comments if you have questions on what we can do better. Let know where giving AI courses are new. Like you don't have people with 5 years of experience doing this, you know. It's a new topic. It's a bit cutting edge. So there's a lot of learning and it's gonna oscillate. كيف نتحسن. Yeah, but so no, also I'm like stunned by the speed at which you can get things done. But it does take يعني, it does take effort. It does take a weekend where you just تسردها أو تسرديها عليها. But you end up understand like you won't feel like sometimes our parents how they feel once the internet came about, you know. Sometimes they feel هيك, you know, انسبقوا وخلص, you know, they don't want to learn new things. It's too far beyond. So this is the time where you can be at the cutting edge of things, and hopefully a course like this allows you, makes it shorter and gives you the confidence to try. At least if you just try and figure things out, then you'll have a much better understanding. Our office is in Saudi Arabia. We are based in Ishbilia, in the east, and almost, yeah, in Ishbilia, in Riyadh. In the east, I mean, in the east of Riyadh. Yeah, we're in Riyadh. Tikram. So notice how much time it's taking to build all of this, because right now it's now you can see what's happening here. It's building the components, the feature grid, the stats section. So the live act, it's building a full app, and it's not just the first page. It's a very different, you know, you can go have a cup of coffee and come back and see the equivalent of this of this being built. And this helps a lot in knowing what you would have had to guess. You know, it's hard to progress when you start from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. You have to take videos and videos and videos. It's almost like learning to play the piano. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. What second octave, pentatonic scales, but you're building your vocabulary. Hone, instead, it's telling you this is the whole language. Try to understand the different pieces. Let's go back to this. بلد فلسف بلد فلسفي بس, and I think you get the point. Here we go. It built this. You can tell it now to start editing things, but who do you want to hire? Marketing manager. Get started. Demo for job seekers. So it didn't give me the, it just gave me the homepage. Sorry. What's built is the homepage. Now build step 3. Go back to our earlier prompts and build step 3. I don't know if I dare tell it يعني رح تفهم, مفروض يفهم, it's smart enough. But what's cool here is that it didn't just design this, it has now an entire design structure on the colors, now you can tell it replace the logo with this. But everything you build is going to follow this design system. And we gave it this half an hour. Authentication flow, it recognized it. So it also has you have your entire flow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's just literally going through step 1, landing page, the design system, landing page, about us page. Now, it chose to make an authentication flow first. It took this information, broke it down into a better prompt. Well, أكيد you want to log in and log out. That's the first thing you do, especially for the database. It's quite important. Thanks so much, everyone, for the kind words, by the way. And the idea is tell your friends, like tell anyone to go on Ken's. If you Google Ken's, while it's searching. So if you Google Ken's, just Google Ken's. We should be the first link in most countries. So then you can, the website is ka.nz. Hayyan. If you sign up here, add your resume, tell your friends to add their resume, we'll start to invite every new member to improvement on on job search, but also how to take AI courses and get to that level. And will improve over time, كمان يعني workshop after workshop, inshallah. But let's go back here. So now it's doing the authentication flow. It's complete. Now it's getting faster. Log in, boom, Google. Now I can tell it just improve with the Google login and so on and so forth. Sign in. Welcome, you've successfully logged in. It stopped here. And then you can continue to steps 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then what you can do here, create a comprehensive product spec while designing each page. Because you already told it it's a professional product manager. And maybe tell it you're a professional UX designer as well. And then it's going to start to design things and tell you how it can imagine it happening. And you can say, hey, I'd like these components in Lovable. So this is just another cool trick to end up with a product document that looks like this. That's really professional. So I gave this to a designer. They're like, the designer now sends this to other product managers to tell them, hey, this is what a good product spec looks like. Let know everything is clear. Yeah, Akid, you can rewatch the course. I'm going to stop here. There's also kens.com.lb. There's also BitKens, which is Maya Ibrahim Shah's Bit al-Baraka, which is a jam'iyya khairiyya that's absolutely amazing. BitKens, that I was very inspired by. But we are Kens. ka.nz. We're going to end the course here. I'm going to stop share, turn on my camera, say thank you everyone for staying on. Yani, we're almost 2 hours in. A lot of engagement. Inshallah, akthar wa akthar. There's 55 of us that stayed longer than expected. So thank you so much for your time. Connect with me on LinkedIn. It's easier than email. You have my email, and I've sent everyone emails already. If you want to connect on LinkedIn, ahla sahla, linkedin.com/ins/Roy Baladin.
Or Ken's.
My email. مظبوط
And
مظبوط.
also, they can follow us at Ken's also.
إيه?
To get your credential and put it on your LinkedIn. Should be fantastic.
Hey, when you graduate, come in, you can also put your course certificate inside like a Ken's course certificate inside your LinkedIn credentials. Over time, it's going to be worth more and more. You'll be one of the first ones to have that credential. Good luck, everyone. Thank you for your time. And مع السلامة. Until next time. Good luck with the submissions. We're going to keep a close eye, and please build something fantastic from now till Sunday if you feel like you're up for it, and continue learning. لأنه we have Salam. I forgot to say, Salam was a senior engineer at NASA for 7 years. 15 years at Kaiser Permanente, all in San Francisco. Now is head security at one of the largest bank in Saudi Arabia. So we have the chance to have Salam on our side, and he's with us. He's not available all the time, but this week he's here to give us office hours after work from 6 to 8 p.m. So take advantage of this. And now that everything is fresh, build. Futu bil hayt, who cares? You would have learned something no matter the outcome. Yeah, good luck. Appreciate you all.